Hello and welcome, beautiful Seren stars, to your love reading today. Okay, so I'm just going to get straight into it, and I hope you're having a wonderful day, or evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are across the globe. I just want to thank you all so much for being here with me today. So we have for pile 1, what has love in store for you? We have the Ace of Wands. We have this card which has a little writing piece on the back, which we'll get into in your reading. Pile 2, you have the Five of Wands. What has love got in store for you? And you have this lovely heart card, which again has some writing on the back there. And beautiful pile number 3, you have the Hierophant. I never know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And you have this beautiful heart card there. Okay, so if you haven't decided already, you can pause the video and just see whichever card you feel the most drawn to, and I will see you in your reading. And hello, beautiful pile number 1 to your reading. What messages do Spirit and the cards have for you about your love life? Okay, so let's get into this. As a spiritualist medium, I get a lot of visuals and, see things, hear things, smell things. It can come through symbolically or literally. Okay, so I'm going to go over the basic meaning of the cards, and then I'm going to tune in to each card. Okay, so let's get on with this. So your first card that you chose is the Ace of Wands. Okay, and then we have Strength, followed by the Knight of Coins, and this beautiful, almost looks like angel wings, doesn't it? Carrying a heart up into the sky. So you had that beautiful heart card too. Alrighty then, so let's go into the basic meaning of each card first. So the Ace of Wands is new beginnings and opportunities, and it's about action and passion and introspection and new ventures. Okay, which is fantastic. And the Strength card is exactly what it says on the tin. It's about strength and it's about courage, and it's also about patience and inner resilience and mastering, like your emotions and overcoming obstacles. That's lovely. And we go on to this beautiful piece of platinum there. I mean, most of the crystals that I've pulled out of the crystal pack have been like what I'd consider a full-on crystal. This be considered more of a metal, or do you not call platinum metal? I don't know. But the second pile I pulled, it was very similar, as in the type it was of metal. So anyway, let's get on. I won't give that away too much of what the pile 2 is. Yours is platinum, so we're going to get into that. So platinum is about strength also, and endurance, and it is also a symbol of love, interestingly. So we have here the Strength card, so that's beautiful. Alrighty then, we are going to pick some other cards for you to go with this. Let's see, pile 1, what do they have in store for them, for anything regarding love, particularly their love life. Spirit, we would love to know and have more information. Okay, let's pick one more. Okay, we go with that one. Let's put those over there a moment. Okay, we have Star Keeper. We'll go over that more in a minute. Oh, look at that one, Perspective. So Star Keeper, Cosmic Ancestor. see the light by staying grounded. How beautiful is that? It's like Egyptian, isn't it? Reminds me of yeah, it's like almost walking into Egypt there. Okay. Your next card is perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. Okay, before I tune into them, we're going to take some more cards. So this one represents you. Okay. So this second heart card I'm going to take is going to represent the person involved or the situation. All right. Let's give a good old shuffle. We're going to go with this one. Beautiful. All right, we want a bit of a time frame, so let's see if we can get a time frame for this. Can you give us a time frame? Excuse my shuffling is just awful. Oop, the time is now. How wonderful is that? Okay, let's put the cards to the side. This is why I prefer to shuffle off camera, because it's just quicker and less time for you to hang around for your reading. But, you know, people want to see that we're shuffling some. Okay, so I'm just going to tune in and see what I see, basically. So this is new beginnings, and as I'm seeing here, we're looking here, it's like this fiery passion that I'm feeling, and it is passion comes with the Ace of Wands. So yeah, I'm very much feeling that, and in my heart chakra, although your heart chakra is green, I'm feeling like this red, fiery, passion coming in. So, I have to remember this is for lots of people across the globe. So Spirit tries to cover all different kinds of scenarios, but I have to go with whatever feels the strongest. So if you are single, this definitely feels a positive sign of, passion coming into your life if you're not already in that zone of passion with a partner. And for some of you who may be already in relationships, it's either reigniting that passion, or maybe it's come to, what did that famous couple call it, a conscious uncoupling? Was that what they call it? Like, maybe agreeing, we've lost the passion, we've tried to put that back in, but it's not working. So I'm sorry if any of you are going through that kind of situation. I'm just seeing the word marriage counselling. So for some of you, maybe you're trying marriage counselling, or you've had marriage counselling and it hasn't worked, but I'm being given the word effort. So it's like you've put in your all into this relationship. But this, I'm being given the word new. So this feels like here what I'm looking at is this new fiery passion that you've been missing out on. Okay. It feels like this bunch have been feeling a bit deprived of love and the passionate side, and the romance, and I'm just being given the word bogged down and mundane. So I feel that life's been quite boring for you. But this is almost like I'm seeing a volcano, but this is almost like volcano erupting, with this passion when you meet this person. Okay, let me take just a breather, because it just all flows out, and just see what else comes through. Part number one. And I'm seeing you in a boat. And when they put you in a boat, it's just to show me symbolically, where you're going. And they're showing you sailing across this sort of into this fiery passion here on the card. I can visually see that as I'm looking at it. And then I'm being shown the heart emojis coming up. When you press the heart emoji on a live chat or something, and it comes floating up, they're showing me that. So that's, for me, that's representing, lots and lots of love. And it could be for some of you that you meet, which is quite common now, isn't it, over a dating app or over the internet. Some of you may already know this person. Okay, I'm seeing now a male, and it doesn't necessarily have to mean that they're male. They can be female or not identify as either. And They sorry, I got sidetracked. I looked out the window and spotted a cow because I live on farmland, which is beautiful. I'm easily sidetracked. And they've wrote a letter. So this feels like a love letter, and they're putting it in an envelope, like old school. So they've taken me from, kind of messages and meeting on the internet to meeting. This person feels a bit old fashioned in their ways, like they want to woo you, they want to court you is the word, isn't it? The old fashioned word. They want to do it properly and they want to express their love to you. So some of you, you may not have even noticed that this person has these feelings for you if you haven't already met them. For some of you, it could be someone sort of on the horizon. It could be someone through work, or someone that you bump into on the train every day, or on your travels, or someone you always buy your coffee from, or they're just giving me all these different scenarios, but this person's kind of licking the envelope. Ooh, who does that anymore? But this is what they're showing me, is just this old fashioned way of doing things, and the time they've taken to, sorry, I'm shaking the camera there with my leg. I'm getting so overexcited with the passion. I'm fidgeting my legs under the table. So that could be showing me that they're very eager to express their love to you and show you their love. But there's definitely a message coming through from someone, whether they definitely go old school with it and post it, or, via, in England, the internet. Either way, I think there's, kind of a message coming along there, whether that's just from the cards. There's definitely a message coming there. Okay, let me tune in on what I see with strength here. So strength again is courage, and I think for some, and mastering your emotions as well. Let me just stare at the card more and see. And I'm being given the word unsure. So for some of you, you may be, if you've been single a long time, you may be unsure about things, going forward. It can be quite anxiety inducing, can't it? Thought of being in a relationship, even if you want that love and you want that passion, can also be a bit scary, if you've got to get into certain activities you haven't done for a while, or being vulnerable with someone, because this is emotions and mastering emotions. It can be all that kind of thing. This is what I'm seeing here with the words and the images that I'm being given. And some of you may have been in another long-term relationship, and that could be ending, or it could be that you are spicing up your own long-term relationship and trying new things, and that can also be daunting, can't it? Change for many can be quite scary. So with this card, they're bringing you courage, and they're bringing you strength. And whenever I look at this lion, I always think of the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and how magical that was. So look into more of the story and the synopsis behind that, because I'll pop it in there as well in the video, because I'm sure that has kind of a deeper meaning. But I feel this person coming in, they're showing you someone very loyal coming in. So if you haven't experienced that already, they're showing you that is coming in for you. Okay. And I'm slowing down and I'm trying to breathe through this. I'm breathing through this with you. So maybe a lot of you have to take those deep breaths, and have that courage and go forward and go for that new relationship. And if you like someone, okay, I'm being shown someone stepping forward to someone else. So maybe it's you taking that courage. Maybe you're both waiting for each other to step forward. So have that courage to give that smile, or invite them for a coffee, or, I keep seeing coffee houses. So, it can be quite an informal, relaxed first date. It doesn't need to be too pressured, singing or dancing there. Okay. Let's go on to your next card. Excuse me, I've just got to move my leg a minute. There we go. That's better. So Platinum, the Knight of Coins. So that again is strength and endurance and love, and a symbol of love, with the platinum there. You know, this is just, yeah, it really matches perfectly with the other cards that you've got. So let me just tune in. Okay, they're melting it down. They're melting it down. So for some of you, it may be, and I do send out so much love for you if it is kind of a relationship ending. It doesn't mean that you were engaged, doesn't mean that you were married, but it could be something that you've been in long term. So they're melting it down, but they're not only just melting it down, they're also from this building a new ring, okay? Or it may be that you've been single for a long time after being in a relationship a long time ago that was quite difficult, okay? And you chose to stay on your own. But they're showing me another ring being built from this melted down platinum. It could be gold, it could be, any kind of metal they make rings from. Hopefully, not a cheap one. We don't want it too cheap, do we? We want it half decent. But they're creating a new ring and they're putting a diamond on the top of it. So this feels like I've been given the sentence, the diamond in the rough. So for some of you, it may be, you meet this person and think, they're not my usual type. They're a little bit rough around the edges. But actually, they're a really genuine, honest, caring, trustworthy person, okay? I'm being given a needle in a haystack. And I think with some of you, it can feel like that, finding new love is like finding a needle in a haystack. Okay. Being given the word new promise and new hope, or words. I'm seeing a woman in a white dress. So for me, this symbolizes like a wedding dress, really. So some of you, maybe it could be, doesn't mean you're going to get married, but it definitely feels like it's going to become a strong, long-term relationship, okay, with lots and lots of passion that I'm seeing there. They also show me a pair of earrings, a pair of diamond earrings. So some of you may be gifted other pieces of jewelry from this person. Okay. I'm also being shown that for some of you, from those they're just popping this in from heaven. They're kind of showing pieces of jewelry being passed down from heaven. So for many of you, there may be pieces of jewelry that were left by someone you loved. It could be mother, father, husband, boyfriend, anyone who is heaven's side, that left you a piece of jewelry. I can't pronounce my words properly. Okay. We'll go on to this one. Okay, we have the number 8 there, so that could be quite significant. All right, I'm not a numerologist into numerology. I have to Google myself, so I will Google that after and look up. But they're giving me the word infinity, and the 8 sign is the shape, the infinity sign, isn't it? Okay, they're giving me the words hang on in there. All right, so some of you may be feeling like, oh, when is this going to happen? When is this going to come right? When am I going to have this kind of love, like this person sitting here on the edge of the rock, like thinking about, when is it going to happen? And it feels like this tiny person, this huge, humongous environment. And you're thinking like, there's so many people out there. Why? Or where's my person? Where are they? Kind of thing. It's like you're waiting for them. All right. But they show me the cards with the arrows where you fire the arrows. Like it can look a bit like this one, although these are not arrows. They're the same kind of structure and colours in the card, and they're shooting off. So it's definitely about message coming forward and going for it. So the time is now. And I'll pop a picture in of the card that I'm visually seeing there as well. What else can you give us? They're giving the words ebbs and flows, okay. And just infinity again, they're taking me back to there. So for this new person coming in, I feel that it is either your forever person until kind of the end of time, or just a very, very long-term relationship. Okay, it's feeling more like your forever person, to be honest. Okay, I'm being given heaven's side. So for some of you, I do feel that that person who you felt was your person is heaven's side. Okay, so I send out so much love from them and so much light surrounding you, but this will it's trying to say tactfully moving forward. So whether that was your scenario or not, they're pushing you forward through this reading as if to say, go get it. The time is now, the time is ticking. Someone's doing this. No more sitting around pondering, get out there. If there's someone you like, or some event you want to go to, how are you going to meet them? Sitting in the middle of nowhere or not socializing, just like me. Or get on the dating sites. Sometimes they show me you have to kiss a lot of frogs before you find your prince or princess or whoever it is. That's just life, isn't it? You may have to meet some not so great ones on the way. That's all part of the story I'm being given there. Okay. Star Keeper. Okay, for this it makes sense now, as in it feels like this person's a keeper. All right. Whoever's coming in, if they haven't already, is a keeper. Let me see what else. And they're showing they're showing me a female, and she has all these bejeweled, it doesn't actually look like this. She has like those huge crowns on that kind of go up like that, and all these jewels coming down. So I feel like, and they're giving me the word goddess. So I feel like you may be male with very feminine energy, but I think a lot of you will be female, and they're giving this divine goddess energy, and they're giving you as this kind of spiritual, can I use the word? Maybe I'd say very attractive, and stepping into your power. So about the time is now, and then pushing you forward. This is they want you to be and to do, is to embrace your beauty inside and outside, and step forward and be proud of who you are, this beautiful starlight spirit, and also your human form. Okay, anything else? They showed me a little house on a hill, and for me that normally means like a new home, but it could be just you going to someone's home. It could be a house party for some of you, meeting them there. What else can you show me? They're saying creating a new home together. Okay, so I think for a lot of you it is meeting a person that is going to be your forever and long term, and you will be creating this beautiful life and home together. And they are also a star, and they are also a keeper. Okay, let's go on to this one. So this is for you. Okay, and this makes kind of sense with that beautiful goddess that I've seen, and this spiritual angelic person. I see you as that person, with so much love to give to the right person. Okay, and maybe for some of you, they show me your heart's been quite locked, and quite cold, but whoever you're meeting is just going to bring this fire, this passion, and open all that up and completely melt you. Okay, you might find they're saying the word soppy. So for some of you, if you aren't that soppy romantic type, I feel that some of you may be kind of, maneuvering into that behavior, and finding yourself and catching yourself thinking, really, did I just say that, or did I just do that mushy thing? But embrace that, go with that. That's not weakness, because it takes a lot to open your heart to someone. And I'm being given the words flying high, and you're going to feel like you're on like cloud nine almost. So let's read what it's got on the back. The past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. How beautiful is that? So that's definitely the message we was getting about pushing forward, going forward into this new love, which I feel is the majority of you, rather than existing relationships. But we're not ruling out that existing relationships are evolving or growing. Okay. And this is for them. Okay, let's just read on the back. embrace through each other. You find the missing pieces. How beautiful is that? They are your star keeper. They are a keeper. They are the passion. They are the love. And look how you're embracing each other there. It's like you've finally found each other, you know. They've probably been waiting for you as much as you have been waiting for them. I'm being given the sentence, remain open-minded, all right? And I did touch on that, I think, about your type. You may not necessarily think on paper, as they say, this person is my type physically or, you know, emotionally or intellectually. Is that even a word? But remain open-minded, okay? Being given, give it time, you know, because we can definitely warm up to a person. You ever had that? You've met someone and just thought, oh, you know, but once you've got to know them, you found that you had like a very strong chemistry. And I feel for a lot of you that could be that situation here. They're putting a blindfold around some of you. So it could be a blind date, you know, it could be, you know, your friends setting you up on a blind date, or just this person that is watching you, not in a stalky, horrible way, but they know you, but you're kind of not seeing it. You're not opening your eyes to it and what's around you properly. But that's beautiful. Embrace this new love that's coming. Right. Perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. What are we seeing here? Again, they're just showing me the heart emojis floating up. Sorry about my sound effects there. So, you know, it could be the old-fashioned way, but I think that this love is just going to be, there's going to be so much of it. And I don't think you're going to be used to having that much love and affection and care. It's going to feel a bit alien, almost like you're in space. You know, what's going on? What planet am I on? You know, because it's going to feel that way. And they're showing lots of flowers and roses being thrown up into the sky. So it's like this person is going to adore you and they're going to worship you like the goddess person that I was seeing there. And I feel that you're, even if you don't always show it, I think you're also going to end up worshipping them in the way that you just love them so much and respect them, you know, and you treat each other well. You think of each other, and the ebbs and flows. It's like sometimes you may be the one giving more that day, other days they'll be the one picking you up. It's kind of very much just support I don't feel that you've had before. And perspective, like zooming out here, it's like look at the bigger picture, you know, come out, look back, you know, don't focus on things that are holding you back, like your anxieties or your fears or your, you know, lack of confidence. Have courage, move forward, don't say yes to things, you know, be open-minded, you know, because it's when we move out of our, sounds a bit cheesy, but our comfort zone is the, you know, some things may be crappy, but there's also a lot of good and a lot of adventures to be had and a lot of wonderful people to be had. And that could be this passionate, wonderful love. Okay, pile number 1. That is the end of your reading. I hope that you enjoyed that. If you did, I will see you in your next reading, and God bless. And hello, beautiful Seren stars, and pile number 2 to your love reading. What messages do the cards and spirit have for you in regards to love and your love life? Now, this is a bit of a stoppy-starty pile already because I had shuffled your cards on camera, pulled them all out, put them all, you know, we was going through it and I realized I hadn't pressed record. So yeah, and one of the cards I was pulled, I was amazed. So you're not going to get to see that amazed moment, you know, like wow, this date is coming up. Anyway, enough of the waffle. Doesn't matter, we will proceed and we will film it again. That's okay, we can start again. Maybe that is part of the message today. So we have the 6 of Wands and the 5 of Wands. There's beautiful cards there. So we go with, you know, The Five of Wands we'll start with this one first. The Five of Wands is conflict, it is competition, and it can be, especially with relationships, it can be jealousy, and all. Apologies again, my microphone, or one of them, went, so I'm gonna have to do a voiceover for the part where it went, okay, and hopefully it blends well, but the sound does come back in because I swap over to a new microphone. So let's get back to your reading. Right, let's continue. Let's get back to where we was. So silver is, let's pick this one up so you can have a proper look. Where were we? Silver is, divine feminine energy, okay, which is beautiful. And it's also connected with the moon and intuition and, self-awareness, also, and emotional healing. All right. Now that's beautiful. And the Seven of Swords you've got here, I didn't really particularly pick this card for the card itself, but it is kind of, it is lies and dishonesty, so if we're talking about love, that could be, where the Seven of Swords coming in. So we will get back to that in depth and see what I pick up. Now the heart cards I'm pulling are one for you, and then I'm going to pull another one, or I've already pulled it, wasn't filming it unfortunately, but we've pulled one for you. How beautiful is that? That's gorgeous, and I love this bejeweled headpiece there. So let's read the back. Acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times we must accept things as they are. There is no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. And I have a slight feeling about this pile already, so that may fit into that. Let's get out your other cards. I'll turn the date one over last, because I was quite amazed by that when I thought I was filming and hadn't, when I shuffled your piles. I don't normally shuffle the piles on camera either, because I feel it takes up too much of your time. So karmic relationships, inner earth, and I ended up pulling 3 cards, and I was only going for 2. So I stuck with the 3. Loosen your grip. And this heart card represents the love coming in, or them. So sacred union. All right, let me just move these over a bit. Right. Okay. Oh, time. The 24th of October. That was why I was so amazed. And I'm a bit annoyed that it didn't record that process of shuffling, and you'll see I shuffled in pile 1, and I'm going to shuffle in pile 2, hopefully, so I wasn't making that up, and especially if you've been, had a lot of lies and stuff given to you over your life and relationships, you may be skeptical about things, and what people say, which is completely understandable. So I pulled the 24th of October, and I thought out all of the cards, where there's quite a lot. You see here, there's even one there. That was quite amazing. And it's next Friday, I believe it is, 24th. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. Right, let's tune in. I'm going to go with this one first. So 5 of Wands is, about conflicts, especially in relationships. It could be jealousy, and struggles. Sometimes it can be coming to a resolution, where there's been kind of this battle and this pulling, and I definitely feel this pulling of energies between 2 people here. So keeping in mind this is a love reading, so let me tune in and see. I'm being given the word union. Okay, what can you give me more about this union, or what's going on at the moment? Trouble. I'm being given the word trouble. So pile 2, for many of you, it may be that you're either in situationships or relationships, where it's quite difficult. either, or you could be just out of that, just on the end of that, but still feeling in those emotions. You could be going backwards and forwards with someone. I'm just being shown that, which would completely relate to this card, as we can see the tug of war there. You may, break up for a while and then get back together with them. I'm being given the word lies, and that would fit in with the Seven of Swords there, and a bit of deception going on. Okay. I'm being given the word truth, and truth shall prevail. So, if you don't know every lie as yet, but you've had suspicions, they're showing something coming to light. I'm being seeing this big burst of light over this card. And I'm seeing a light bulb moment as well. They're showing me that flashing. So for some of you, you've just had that light bulb moment. I'm being shown, sorry, I'll try and slow down, but I'm shown so many images quickly, and they flitter from one thing to the other. I'm being shown a puzzle. So it may be finally pieces of the puzzle are clicking together, and you're like, I'm being given the word information. So it might be like, that information they told me then doesn't quite fit up to what happened then, and then it all makes sense. And then you have that light bulb moment, like, okay, they wasn't at that particular place. And I'm being given small lies but big lies, and a web of lies. Okay. And pulling the wool over your eyes. So it could be, that's like a saying in the UK, maybe America too, but I know we have everyone from across the world listening, so thank you so much for watching these videos, which means that deception, someone's trying to cover the truth from you. So they're telling you a story, Jack and Nori story, something that's not true. So we call it pulling the wool over your eyes. Okay, literally that's leading me into, they're showing me a wolf in sheep's clothing. That's another saying that we have, someone who is actually someone not to be trusted at all, but they'll dress up as someone, not a literal sheep, I should hope not, but they'll pretend to be this wonderful, caring person. And, in the community, they may seem like the most amazing person. This is a love reading, but this could also be for some of you, because it's obviously a reading to cover lots of different groups. It could be someone at work, you're having issues with, or someone in the family. But as we're concentrating on love here, I feel this is very much a love relationship situation, okay, where there's a lot of deception and stuff going on. Let's see what else they can give me here. I'm being given the name Julie and June. So I will look up, because sometimes names have a significant meaning. Each name has a meaning. Some of you may be called that, or someone on the scene around this story connected to you may be called that, or you may be meeting someone with that name. It could mean multiple things, but I will look up that name as well. And June, I'm thinking I'm going more for the month of June. I'm being given a wedding and the word affair and the word deception again. So I send out so much love to you if you have been in relationships where you've been cheated on, or they've been less than honest, or you're suspicious of that. Okay. All right. I'm being drawn to these. So I feel like it's not just one lie, or not just one person they've had even if it's just chatting, in a way they shouldn't be. I feel that it's more than one, okay? And these are turning into like snakes. So snake in the grass is another saying, another person not to be trusted, okay? So that's what I'm being shown here. And it could be for some of you, someone you just started seeing and they seem too good to be true, but you're not sure, And I'm seeing someone else coming in. It's another female with a message, as if to say, and I've been shown a warning sign and the red flags, as if, look out for those red flags. Okay. I've just been given the word sisters. So that could be sisters literally around you, or you consider them your sisters, like your support network. And they've been shown, someone put in a hand to their ear as if to say, listen, listen. If someone's coming to you with good advice, okay, or something that you don't particularly want to hear because you're quite into this person, maybe some of you, listen. Because many of us, we can be so in love with a person, or want to see the best in them, or don't respect, I've been given the word respect, ourselves enough, that we don't want to hear it. Sometimes it's hard to face the truth. I've been given the word truth there. Okay, let's go on to the next card and see what I'm given there. Okay. So, with the Six of Wands, this is triumph, victory, success, celebration, achievement, and support from family or love. And that's what I was seeing with the sisters. So that very much connects in with there. And we see these like staffs again, don't we? But this time there's a positive feeling around them. So sticking out, and they're so bright, and they're just completely surrounding you. It's almost like this could be another person coming in, like a knight in shining armor. But you can be your own knight in shining armor, your own savior. I'm being given the word courage. Go forward with courage. Okay, I'm being given the truth will prevail in this situation. So whatever's going on, I'm being given the word divorce. So for some of you, it may be that you're going through a divorce or separation, and they could be bringing up lies, to make a better outcome for themselves. But you're coming out triumphantly is what I'm seeing there, Seeing the woods through the trees is another saying. It's showing me trees and giving me that sentence. So that's like seeing the truth through all the BS, through all the bull. I can't fully say it, I don't think, on here. But yeah, and they're giving you clear vision. That's what they're putting over my eyes now, clear vision, as if to see, look and see. And you'll find the truth, and you'll have I'm being given the word evidence, so you'll have the evidence to prove, especially if you've not been sure about certain things, certain things they've been telling you, or in this situation, if it's something else, it could be again work, family, staff, but this again is a love reading. I'm given, he is a knight in shining armor just coming in. So some of you, this could represent like a lawyer, it could be a brother, it could be a dad, someone coming in strong who's going to support you through this, okay? Or a friend, or even just a male friend. It could be a female friend with very strong male energy. It doesn't really matter about gender there. And this horse, purity, and just honesty, with the pure white horse there. Okay, so this other person is someone that you can rely on for the truth and to give you that, even if you don't always want to hear it. I'm being shown the ear again. This other person is guaranteed to give you the truth, and sometimes it's not always something we want to hear, but those that love us often tell us what the truth, don't they, and what we don't want to hear. Like, for example, that person, I see them so and so, or they said this to someone. Also it can be the opposite flip side. They're trying to sabotage, but I think with this, they're trying to show us that those that love you around you may say things you don't want to hear, but it's because they love you and they want to protect you. And maybe they're showing me rose tinted glasses. So for some of you, you may have worn rose tinted glasses. You're seeing this other person that's perhaps been more deceptive through a rose tinted lens, so to speak, and ignoring the negatives. I'm being given the words wake up, wake up. It's like wake up to the realities of what this person is, if you haven't already woken up to that. Okay. And they just show me a bright, bright sun shining and bright, bright blessings. Okay. What else can you give me? Just giving me June again. I don't know what the significance of that would be. So I will look that up after, insert that in if anything comes up to do with the word June, or particularly the month June. Okay. You never know. Silver may be related to the month of June. I'm not sure. Let's go on to your next card. So silver. Yeah. Okay. And this is the moon, self-awareness, intuition, knowing, emotional healing. So there was talking about, knowing and listening to what other people are saying, and your own inner gut feeling, because we all get that, don't we? Even if we try to ignore it, because we don't want to face that reality. Let's see what pictures I'm seeing as I stare at this. They show me a rocket and it launching into sky. And they show me someone I'm not particularly keen on, and they're putting him in this rocket. Okay. And he has a lot to do with space and rockets, this person I'm thinking of. So they're almost wanting you to put this individual that's been quite deceptive and not being truthful, not, I'm seeing the word narcissistic. I know that's bandied around a lot, but it describes perfectly, I think, the person they're trying to show me here. And they just want to launch this person out of your life. And you may even be in that place now, where you want to launch them into space and never see them again. Been given the word absolution. And I think that means like complete ending of something. So I will look that up because I'm not exactly sure. Very long words that I don't use very often. Absolution. Okay, and then I see like these women and they're celebrating together. They're like, yay, it's done, they're gone, or we've won. Sorry, I dropped that there. There's been like this success or this good outcome for you. Okay. Let's just see. And they show me again the melting of, which I see in pile 1 of a ring. Okay, they're melting that metal. So it doesn't necessarily mean you had a ring, but if you were married or engaged or anything like that, it's just like a dissolving of either a marriage or a relationship or a situationship, even if that's what was going on, with back and forth. Okay, and then I'm being shown someone giving you the story again. I promise, all these promises, empty promises, you take them back and it's like a repeat loop. But this is the end and the absolution, or at least that's what the cards are guiding here. Okay, so we've got 24th of October, which I was excited to pull, as I've mentioned a few times now. So that's coming up soon, isn't it? And I don't know about you, I love Halloween and I love autumn. I love this time of year. But for some of you, it may be like an anniversary date, or the date when there's going to be this absolution, or an event that ends kind of this BS that's been going on and these lies, or the truth comes to light. I'm seeing truth coming up in a shining light there. I'm being given sticky situation. And actually, I did stick my fingers together today as I was putting my nails on, but I was given that word. Sticky situation. So it's an ending to sticky situations here. And breathing. So for some of you have felt like my chest is feeling heavy now. So I feel some of you felt like really heavy chest and a really heavy heart, like you're carrying so much. So it's releasing and letting go. So I'll look up 24th of October. I know we have Halloween obviously on the 31st, but I'll see if that's very significant. Is there anything else you can give me with that one? No? Okay. Let's go on to the next one. So karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, conflict. Okay. So that goes in with what we've been saying, and the 6 of Wands, and I'm being given the sentence lessons learnt. We come to earth, don't we? And sometimes there are these karmic relationships, that were there to learn particular lessons or about strength and growth spiritually. And we don't always quite understand that, do we? And quite get that, well, why am I being put through this or going through this? Why? Or why does this keep happening? So that might help answer. It's about, if you try and see it as like a karmic lesson to each other. We don't know what kind of people we were in a past life, and maybe we needed to learn certain lessons to be able to grow in this life, to understand certain situations and how it feels, to experience that. Let me see what else I see. And we talked about space, didn't we? And we talked about, and I was seeing the rocket and launching someone. Okay, so it almost feels like we're launching this other person off onto another planet. Here's you on one planet, there's them on another. I've been given soul's journey, as well as we've got soul's growth, but soul's journey. I'm being given a sentence saying goodbye. I'm being shown scissors, so cutting those karmic ties. And we'll do a charm, because I've got some scissors in there. We'll see if we can actually, as I shook that, can you see? What can we see right there? I'm getting very excited about today's reading. Can you see that pair of scissors just right at the front there? And that definitely was not planned. Right, well, we'll pull one. I'll mix that up and we'll pull one at the end. Let's pull one now, because I'll forget, okay? Just shake it up, right? So it's fully shaken. All right, let's turn it that way so I can't see everything. So let me open it, because I can't with these nails. And there we go. Right. Okay, I can't see from this angle, I promise you. Oh, okay, right. Perfect. The snake. And this is what I was seeing when I see, I was given the sentence snake in the grass. I can't pick that up. Can you see that there? The snake there. Yeah, I was given the sentence snake in the grass, and I was seeing these battens turning into snakes also. So that perfectly matches there. This individual is a snake in the grass. And here we're getting this star in October. And that feels that fits very much here with this card. We kind of got the same there with the leaf pattern, haven't we? Sorry, just got to scrape that across there. And how beautiful is that? And this, I feel, more represents you and your energy. You're the star, you're the purity, like the white horse. Okay. And it's kind of like, we'll come back. We'll see if any more comes through for that. We'll just leave that there at the moment. And we go back to this one. Okay. So, yeah, I think that we always get, well, not always, but many of us think, why? Why did this happen? Why did I pick that person again? Why was I so drawn to that person? Why am I repeating these patterns? But I feel that, it's an end to that once this is ended. I think you've learned those lessons, and not wanting to repeat those lessons, okay? Yeah, definitely like a waving goodbye. And we have the stars there, and we have the stars here. I feel like you're definitely this cosmic, I'm getting the word psychic. So some of you may be quite spiritually aware and developed, or wanting to go on that journey. Okay, I'm seeing there for you too. And we go into acceptance, and this one's for you. Acceptance is the key to inner peace. Times you must accept things that as they are. There's no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. Okay, and I very much see this as an angel, cosmic being, and it almost looks like tears, doesn't it, flowing down there, and sadness. But that's a release and a letting go, because it can be, even though I'm being given the word love, even though they can be this particular person, it doesn't mean that we're going to love them any less, and we can be in love with what or who we thought they were, who they presented to us. And that can take time. I'm drawn into the heart there, with this it feels like a broken heart almost. That can take time to heal and kind of grow back, and feel ready for the next love. But it feels that acceptance, accepting what is. Don't beat yourself up about perhaps choices and decisions that you made or felt that you allowed. Okay. All right. And you can't change that person. There's no point trying to change that what is beyond our control. We can't change their actions and things that they do and they say. That's not our responsibility. Okay, and this could also relate to, say, it's a son or a daughter or a family member, things that they may be getting up to, maybe causing, we're going with romantic, it could be other love, love for your family, and accepting that, it is what it is and letting go of that control. Okay, the more you try to hold on tight to something, the harder it is. Let that be free. Let yourself be free. Okay, inner earth, you'll survive this. That's beautiful. New solutions and new beginnings. I'm getting a bit emotional because we've just gone through all this here. So yeah, I think a lot of you have been through the ringer, as in you've been through lots of battles with this person or with this situation. Okay, but it is showing you triumphant. Okay, with the 6 of Wands here, and that although you may have not felt like you were going to get through this at times, all right, or you may feel like that now, it's showing this bright, beautiful new world, saying goodbye, and then you're moving into a completely different, and I'm seeing the word focus and on you. Okay, this is about you now, and then when you focus on you, then that opens up a new world to new possibilities and new beginnings and new love, if this is romantic love here. But again, it's to cover general readings, so to cover lots of different facets of what we're talking about. All right, that's beautiful. Let me see what else. Shine bright like a diamond. We have that Rihanna song there. I won't sing today. Well, I might in the next one, you never know. But shine bright, like the beautiful cosmic being that you are, or earth angel that I definitely feel many of you are, sensitive and spiritual and psychic beings on earth, from other planets, other dimensions. Some of you may find it difficult being on earth, and find it quite a cruel place, because you're from all this beauty, but you can find beauty within, our earthly life. Okay, so I'm seeing the words bright new blessings, bright new life, bright new future, like moving forward from this. Okay, let's go into your next card. And that's what we talked about, loosening your grip. The tighter you hold on to something, the harder it is. Coping mechanisms, destiny, addiction, let God in. I mean, some of you, it could be where you have a family member. I can relate to that with addictions, addictive behavior, and with lies and stuff. It could be yourself. It could be facing your own truths. Some of you may, and I send you so much love and blessings. Either way that it goes, whichever this relates to, I send so many blessings and healings your way. Okay. So it could be yourself that has addictions and it's facing truths and letting go, of this. You may feel like you're two people almost, at times. This one feels like the brighter one. This one feels like she's rising, and this one feels like she's falling. Although I think they're both meant to be falling, I feel like she's rising up and this one's going. So maybe it's letting part of that addictive side of yourself, or the negative thinking, or behaviors that don't bring growth and progression and are preventing you from moving forward. Okay, but for the love and relationship side of this, I think that it's this old you is kind of shedding, and you're letting go of all this stuff, and moving forward. And if it is connected to someone that you love or you loved, it's just letting them go. Okay, accepting what is. All right. And I'm being given the word support. So support's being sent around you. And I'm being given the word family. You know, you don't have to be religious, but it helps to pray and to meditate and positive affirmations. Okay, it really does make a difference. It's like rewiring your brain. Can you give me anything else? I've just been given you're free. You are free. So maybe you're not feeling like that now, but they're giving me that sentence, you are free. Okay. And again, I just want to extend, they're giving me a heart and extending it to you. Okay. So I feel you've been through a lot. And again, I had that chest, it was really heavy. So I feel that you've had a really heavy heart. All right. And I just want to say, God bless you all there with that one. So this is surrounding the situation or the person. Sacred union, honor and treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. But with this, it could be to do with a new love coming in. I think we'll pull a couple of more cards to this pile to see. It could be, but I feel very much it's about yourself here, the message I've been given. I feel at the moment you need lots of healing and you need lots of love and you need support. I feel that you've put up with so much. Let me see what else they're giving me. Just that song again, Shine Bright Like a Diamond. Can't remember what it's called. It's definitely a Rihanna song. Okay. Embracing. It is embracing yourself and loving yourself. And I think then that will come, the point will come where you'll be ready for a new love, and an honest love and a true love. All right. If you're finding that difficult to let someone in, practice that self-care and that self-love first, and then your heart will, I'm being given the word blossom. Let go. Right, so let's do, what one shall we do? Let's do another heart card. Right, we'll do another heart card for you. Trust. Lovely. And we'll do another one of these cards, and we'll do that extra charm. All right. Let's see what we get. Woo! Okay. Empathic star seed. Okay, yeah. So that's definitely you. Let's do that extra charm we talked about. Sorry about the noise. We don't like the noise. Well, I'll hold it there so I can't see. And I'll get into the packet at some point. Right, we have a charm for this reading. What we got there? Oh, it's a bow. That feels like a gift. Okay. We'll just go with that one. Okay, that does look like a bow, doesn't it? Sorry, me knocking the camera there. Whoop! Let me just put that there. So let's read this one. Empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty. I can't say it. Sovereignty. Absorbing what is not yours. So yeah, I definitely felt that with this bunch about being spiritual or psychic or empathic and taking on all this crap from this other person. It feels like, and you probably absorbed a lot of that, and it feels like for me that this is a cleanse where she needs to go through this cleanse. Okay. And get rid of all this toxicity that's been kind of placed on her in the toxic environment she's been living in. Again, you could be male or female or non-identifying as either gender. It doesn't matter, okay, because we all have those energies within us. But I feel like you need a huge kind of detox. And again, if it is some of you that there are addictions and stuff like that, it could be that you do need a spiritual and physical detox, or this person maybe the one who has issues with drugs and alcohol, and they need to go for a detox. But you can't change that person. Think of you and your health, and getting yourself, and hiring your vibration, okay, and moving forward into this, new world and other kind of dimension, if you like. Let's go on to this card, Trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. And I think we've had that, haven't we, already? Acceptance. Yeah, you've had that twice now. Through acceptance. Acceptance is, yeah, okay. So I think that's definitely the message here about, this transformation is going to take place when you accept what is, and when you accept the truth, whether that's, to yourself, or the truth about this other person or this other situation, because that's the way then you can move forward. As otherwise we're in this kind of limbo, and we're not growing and we're not progressing. Okay, saying goodbye to, whether it's another person or this other self of yours that's perhaps been destructive. We've seen the two people here and the two people there. We have the two here. Again, this could be the two sides of yourself. All right. And again, okay, yeah, we've got these two people embracing here as well. All right. But I'm being given the sentence, love thyself. I think a lot of you do not love yourself. All right. Whether that's from other people's negativity put onto you, or the situation, or your own addictions, or your own negative thinking. Food. It doesn't have to be drugs and alcohol. It can be food, can be an addiction, because it's a comfort food, isn't it? So it could be like getting rid of that, and getting in shape, and because you're carrying around this extra weight, this extra burden, you're causing your body pain and your joints pain, and maybe diabetes and other things, so it could be things like that, getting yourself healthy and letting go of these kind of less than favorable kind of tools that we've just used to try and cope with life, So it could be a amalgamation of things, but yeah, definitely trust and acceptance there. Okay, and what was our other charm? Yeah, a gift. This was the bow. Okay, so I definitely feel like a gift is coming. All right, whether this is a gift to yourself or someone's giving a gift to you, and being given the word opportunities. So there's going to be this opportunity coming your way that someone else is going to be giving you. I'm being given the word chances. All right, so this is your chance for yourself to move forward into this brighter kind of new world. Okay, and in your evolution and your growth as a human on earth. Being given the word lessons, and being given the word beauty, and being given you are. Okay. They're showing me someone signing something. So for some of you, they're taking me back to the divorce situation. Some of you may be divorcing, or you maybe lived with someone, or it could be a friendship. You shared a place with somebody. It could be, but there's an ending of something and you signing off. It's like, that's it. It's done. Pushing it away. And then obsolescence. The word done with, over. Okay. But I really want to say to this pile that you are worthy of love. You are loved, but please love yourself first, okay? And I want to just bring so many bright blessings for your future, and sending energy to help you move forward, okay? So pile number 2, this is your reading, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, I'll see you in the next reading, and God bless. Hello and welcome, beautiful pile number 3, and you chose the Hierophant here. Okay, so I'm going to get into the basic meaning of the cards. We're going to pull some more cards, and as a spiritualist medium, I'm going to tune in and see whatever comes through for me, okay? Right. So today is a love reading, so it could be, romantic love, which is mainly what we're going for. But it could go either way. We'll just see what the cards come out with. But we would like some information on your love life, please, from Spirit. Okay. So let's pull you some more cards. Let's go for another heart card. So this heart card is going to be representing you, and the next heart card is going to be representing the person or the situation around love. All right. I'm not very good at shuffling. Okay, so we're going to go for that for the other person, and then grab some of these ones. Spirit, can you give us sort of information on love for pile number 3 in this reading, please? Okay, we go over that one. And we go one more. And if I need to pull any more later, I will do. And that one. Move in there. Let's grab these ones. This is like a timeline. These are really handy, these cards, to kind of give us a timeline. And I was so surprised today because in pile number 2, which I didn't end up recording the surprise moment, I pulled October. So let's see what we get for you today. Okay. Wonderful. Right, so let's just get into the basic meaning first of each of these cards above. So we have the Hierophant, which is spiritual wisdom or religion, or it could be like a spirit guide or a mentor, or it could be a rite of passage, or moral righteousness. Okay, that's what comes with the Hierophant there. I'll tune back into that, or I'll tune into it and see what comes up. Let's go into the Tower next, and the Tower is a full a sudden change, new opportunities, and it's kind of out with the old and in with the new, really, with this card. Okay, and we have one of my favorite crystals or stones, whichever you want to call it, which is black tourmaline. Okay, and black tourmaline is very much, the basics of this stone is protection. All right. So for some of you, you may definitely be needing some protection at the moment. Right. Let's go on to this one. We are the Hathors. And this one, I keep pulling the same cards in readings, which amazes me as well, because there's quite a few cards in those packs. Cracked open. And this one is you. And this one is them. So we'll look at that after. Should we take some charms now? We'll take one now, and let's turn it around so I can't see. And then we'll take one when I feel like the next one's ready. Oh, what's this? Oh, balloon. That's like a celebration for me, and a surprise, or a gathering, or a party, or something like that. All right. Let's see what I get when I tune in. Okay. I'm being drawn in, as always, to the keys. All right. And there's 2 keys there. And then I'm seeing 2 doors. And it's almost like you've got a choice of, it could be 2 people, if this is definitely romantic love that we're looking at. Again, this is a general reading. So we kind of, Spirit, give me different scenarios that it could cover, because we cover the whole globe and there's many people. So I thank you for joining me on these readings. Yeah, so there's these 2 doors and there's these choices, and there's this woman, and there is also a man standing at this door. Okay, I'm being given the word stalemate. So it feels a bit like you could be in a relationship is a bit of a stalemate, or they're just showing me representing a man who's waiting for new love, or a woman who's waiting for new love, or maybe has 2 choices. Maybe there's each of you have 2 choices, each other, and something else. I'm being given situationship, so it could be very much a situationship thing going on there. I'm also being given long term. So again, as I mentioned in the other readings, this could be a long term kind of relationship or marriage. Let's see what else. I'm being drawn up to the hat. I'm being drawn up to the hat, and I'm being given the word party. And we did get that with, kind of celebration going on there. So for some of you, it may be meeting someone at a celebration or a party or a wedding or anniversary. I've been given the word anniversary. Okay. Can you give me any more, please? I'm being given the words bold movement. Okay. And they're showing me a woman. I know this is a male there, but they're showing me this woman in a red dress, and they're giving me that song, Lady in Red is dancing with me, cheek to cheek, nobody here, just you and me. And it goes on. I apologize there. I said in part two I wasn't going to sing for anyone, so I obviously wasn't quite honest. I just didn't expect that to come. So maybe you're not expecting this person, and they're opening the door now, and at this, what it's meant to be this celebration, but it's almost like everyone else disappears and it's just you and this other person, and we've got this song and you're dancing together now. They're showing me this man and this woman. Again, it doesn't matter if you're male or female, a same-sex relationship, opposite, it doesn't matter. This is just what they're showing me to relay the message, and you're dancing to this song, and it's kind of, for some of you, it may feel like a bit of an end. Maybe this other person is traveling away, they're going away, so it's a bit of sadness there, as if to say, I'm gonna miss you. Or maybe again, it could be a conscious uncoupling, as they call it, but it's still that you love this person even if you aren't romantically in love with them anymore. Or it could be, what I feel it is very much about, is this deep love. This is your person you've kind of been waiting for, really. And I'm getting quite hot as I'm talking about it as well. So I feel that this person kind of fills you with that red and that passion and that fire. But they're so close and they're holding on tight. It's almost like they don't want to let go of each other, and the world disappears when they are together and they're embraced. Okay. But they keep giving me the word goodbye. So I feel for some of you, it could be, this person is going away, or you're leaving one situationship and you're moving on to another new partnership. So then we get these new surprises and celebrations, and there's a whole mishmash there that they're trying to relay. Okay, so we go into the tower, so that sort of that does make sense, but it is new opportunities, out with the old and in with the new. What can you give me there? Like, show me love, just the word love above here. And I'm being drawn up here, and this almost looks like what are they called, the whirling things, like a storm. So stormy relationship some of you may have been having with a particular person. And pile two, so it could be following on from that. Pile two was more of the narcissistic pile. But this was, it's just been stormy. It doesn't mean to say that you don't love them, but it's been stormy, or whatever you're going through, it could apply to that. I mean, it could apply to work, environments. It could apply to friendships. It could apply to relationships, but we're going with like this romance here. So I think the majority of you, it's like a stormy romantic relationship. Sorry, the button low power came up. I'm going to try and finish this reading before my power goes. The power goes so quick when I'm doing these readings. Okay. And it could be some of you, you've broken up, the relationship crumbled, but you're trying to build it back up again. I'm being shown someone with bricks, it's a woman with bricks. I know it's normally men you see doing brickwork, but she's building up brick by brick. She's kind of building up this new world, and she's putting it all back together again. So that makes me feel kind of positive and hopeful for the future. I don't think it's been easy. I've been given the word struggle, okay? But it's building your own home, building your own life. If you are moving away from a relationship, it's just saying, you have the skills and the strength to build your own life and your own new home. Yeah, I'm being given the word goodbye again. So it could be this person, yeah, going off somewhere else, as in they're traveling, or you are saying goodbye to a certain relationship or friendship. Okay, but it's about a new beginning and bright new blessings and building a whole new thing again. Right. So you're going to tourmaline. So again, they're bringing you, so much protection here with the tourmaline. All right, and new opportunities. Yeah, that's the main thing with tourmaline, is just that strength and courage, and and it's in the Knight of Coins is, or the Knight of Wands. Yeah, I very much feel that there too. I want to bring you so much courage and so much love and so much strength. And they show me like the center of you. So it's like dig deep within inside, there's so much more to you and so much strength within. I think that you don't always realize yourself, if you've been feeling like exhausted and burnt out, from whatever this situation is here that you're perhaps saying goodbye to, or have said goodbye to. Okay. All right. Let's go on to you. Let's go into you. Let's read the you card. When it comes to matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. Yeah, and as I had in the other pile, it was saying about its life lessons. We can't sit and worry about or beat ourselves up about, well, what did I do wrong, and why do I have to go through this, and why did this have to end? And we could drive ourselves mad thinking of things like that. There is no right or wrong. So from whatever situation, it's expanding your love, your understanding of love and of life. And being given the word choices. And I feel like, there's a few loves here, all right? And there's nothing wrong with that, There's nothing wrong with going through multiple experiences, all right? And being given the word religion. So for some of you, it may be like forbidden love, as in within your culture. They're just showing me it could be that with the saying goodbye to someone that I was seeing, it could be that you've got someone already there for you that they would like you to marry, or you have to marry someone of the same ethnicity, or you can't have a same-sex marriage, so maybe you've had to be a bit secret about it, and you're having to say goodbye to this other life, if you like, that your true authentic life. Or it could be that you're saying goodbye to the one that you was kind of forced is the wrong word, but expected to live, and you're moving on to the authentic love and the love that you want. I don't want to make it about ethnicity, but we can see we've got a fair man there and a darker haired lady there. So it could be about just loving whoever you want to love, and not go with the expectations of sort of family and community, or if it's a same-sex marriage, going for being your most authentic self and having true love. All right, they're just showing me different visions and different scenarios there. Okay, being given the word peace, and they want to bring peace to your heart. I think a lot of you haven't felt that deep sense of peace and comfort and love, that we all should get to experience in our human lives on earth, or our spiritual life in a human body. Okay, time. You're trying too hard, give it time. And that's beautiful. We'll come back to that one, because I want to go into this one here. Cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. Yeah, so I feel like a lot of you have you've been through it, you've really been through it. Okay, and some of you may be at your rock bottom, or you're just coming out of it, and you may feel like you've had to make, like, we've got these two choices and these two paths that I was shown at the beginning. You may have already made that choice, or you're about to make that choice, or you've come out of a life that was a choice that you made and it didn't work out, and that's okay, but you may have felt like pulled in different directions and not sure where to go and what to do, or like you had to have two faces, one you presented to your family and the world, and then the real you kind of thing, and your real true essence. I'm being given the word business and businessman and the word arrangement. Okay, so that may mean something to some of you. And then they show me someone tapping their watch, like ticking as in time. So some of you, you may be it being arranged that you get with a particular person, but you're having to make that choice between these different paths and different yous, if you like, different ways of being. It's a difficult one, we have it in the UK, we have it a lot easier, as in respects and freedoms of choosing who we want to be with and how we kind of live our romantic relationships. But I don't feel for all of you from different countries are able to live as freely. So I send you so much love and so much light there. Okay, I'm being given the word peace. Okay. Nature, growth. I've been drawn into the hearts here. And again, we've got two here. I'm drawn into these two hearts, these two choices. And it can feel like a windy, like these branches of the tree are all kind of twisted and winding, aren't they? It's like different paths we can go down and can lead, to all different places and different outcomes. Okay, but I'm being given life lessons. Let go of guilt, let go of shame. Be your most true and authentic self. Been given the word spiritual essence. And I'm being drawn into the star there. And this eye, it's like the all-seeing eye, isn't it? In the Egyptian eye. I'll look that up because I'm not really sure the symbolism of that there. But that may mean something for some of you in different countries. And also here, this may mean something too. I'm being given the word religion, and this can be connected to religion, Hierophant. So some of you may be, again, as I said, from different religions and cultures where you're not able to be your most authentic self. All right. And I just want to hug you, and give you that love, and wishing I could take you out of whatever it is and make it all better. But life isn't as simple as that, is it? Let's go into this one. We the Haffers, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. I'm thinking the words birthright as well, and ancestors. And you can see here, this almost looks like it's ghostly figures, doesn't it? Been given the word expectations, so it may be your family, that's the path they've gone down, so they're expecting you to kind of go down the same kind of path. And they're showing me someone looking up at the stars and pondering, and thinking of another person who they do truly want to be with, or another life that they do truly want to live. And I'm being given the word freedom. And you can't put a price on freedom. Being given the words navigate this wisely. This very much feels about choices. So many choices here with the different paths we're seeing and the doors that I was seeing. Okay. They'd be just telling me live with authenticity. Okay. 56, going too fast. Slow down and take your time. Okay. 56 may have some numerology or meaning, or obviously has. I will look that up, but I don't know the exact meaning of the numerology behind 56. So if you know, put in the comments. Yeah, it's about sitting down, and I see someone writing down all these different options, and it's helping them to make decisions and choices, because at the moment they're showing me someone holding their head and just being so confused, not knowing what to do. And for some of you, it may not be at all about, religious constraints or family. It may just be about you have this choice to make. There's more than one person or more than one way of living that you're being given the choice to live, and you just can't decide. It feels overwhelming. So it's like, take a step back, slow down, take your time. You don't need to rush anything. You don't need to rush any decisions. Okay? All right, let's take another charm. Let's see what we get. Shimmy, shimmy, shake. All right. Ooh. Right, I've got that one. On the heart. How beautiful is that? Okay. Ooh. This always reminds me of the Wheel of Fortune and the turning, and destiny, and what is meant to be. But also about steering your own ship and steering your own destiny and like positive outcomes. Being the master of your own destiny and where you want to go and who you want to be. And that could be who you want to be with. And again, choices. And the beautiful heart. Okay. And there's like these two little off bits here, isn't there? So again, it's giving you those multiple choices here and decisions to be made. But they're filling your heart with so much pink love. Okay, and I'm giving a cleansing here to your heart chakra, and your heart chakra is actually green, so I'm sending sort of healing over there. But take time out to make this decision, and don't feel pushed into making the decision at haste. What else can you give me? They're giving me celebration, so there is going to be a celebration either way. Something coming up important, and a gift. I've been given the word gift. Okay. Anything else, Spirit, before I end this reading for beautiful pile number 3? You want me to take one more card? Okay. I think we will go with this, the time cards. All right. Little shuffle. My shuffling is not the best, but as long as it works. Okay. Give it time. It's in the works. How lovely is that? You can see those beautiful lanterns in the background. So hello, if any of you are from kind of Asia there. That's what that reminds me of. Give us a wave. I have seen in the statistics some of you from sort of Asian countries. And number 1, beautiful. And I'm sure number 1 is very angelic number. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel it's a very positive number, like a good luck number. Give it time. It's in the works. Okay. So again, going too fast, take your time and slow it down. So it's obviously a very important message here about taking your time, giving it time to make that decision or be in that place for that thing to happen in the way that it should be happening. About being the master of your own destiny. Okay, beautiful pile number 3. That is your reading, and I hope that you enjoyed that. And if you did, welcome you back, and I will see you in your next reading. God bless.